doing it wrong can result in policies that literally blow up. That's the term. Policies that have not been designed properly, that have not followed the rules, that are not properly funded, or maybe that you take money out too soon and mess up the inner workings of the policy. Hey folks, I'm Colin Richards, president and founder of Lord & Richards, and I'm excited again to be with you on this episode of the Lord & Richards Show. And I'm in a series that's coming to an end on what I wish I knew when I was 30 as a young investor. And in our prior episode, I talked a little bit about how to invest when you're young, using your 401k up to the match, putting your money in a Roth 401k to get some tax-free benefits going, and then contributing your excess above and beyond your match outside of that 401k to other more flexible investments, because my favorite kind of money is free money. That's your match. My second favorite is tax-free money. That's the money you put into a Roth. And my third favorite is flexible money, money that's not tied up. Because, if you're working with a 401k or an IRA, you're tied down until about 59 and a half. You really are inflexible. That money is going to be penalized if you take it out early, except for a handful of specific circumstances and hardships that you can use to get out of that IRA without a penalty. But in this particular episode, I'm going to address a concern that I'm hearing every single day from my clients of all ages. You see, I'm talking to people just like you who are concerned that events out of their control are going to mess up their savings, mess up their retirement. Maybe it's tax increases, which we're talking about today, tax-free investing. But whatever it is, what we do at Lord & Richards is we come alongside of you and we help you build a plan to achieve financial independence so you can retire without worry. And one of those key aspects of that financial plan, there's 5 key aspects. One of the most important ones is taxes. You're not going to go bankrupt paying taxes, but taxes are going to be one of the biggest expenses of your life. So a bedrock principle at Lord & Richards is we want to pay our taxes, but not a dime more than we should. And with just a little careful planning and working with our team at Lord & Richards, we can build a tax reduction plan for you. And one of the ways to start when you're young and if you're healthy is to qualify for a certain kind of life insurance that allows you to accumulate money inside of it tax-free. That's right. You see, the government long ago gave us kind of an open door, a strategy, not a loophole. It was designed this way, where you could put money inside of a life insurance policy and it would grow without ever having to pay taxes. Now, there's some rules that came along over time, and you've got to abide by those rules, or else that money will become taxable as if it had been in a tax-deferred account. And so we don't want to violate those rules if the purpose of the money is to be a tax-free income source for you in the future. And it's flexible, unlike an IRA or a 401k where you'll be penalized heavily up to 10% plus the taxes you pay if you take it out early. In this type of structured life insurance policy, you can take money out for needs all through your life. There are a few basic principles that we want to follow. First of all, if we want that money to grow tax-free, we can't dump money in all at once. First of all, that money will raise the death benefit. It's part of the rules the IRS has. And the death benefit is the part of the policy you're really paying for. In this type of life insurance policy, unlike other types, we're not focused on using the death benefit as a source of security for your family. We can find other forms of life insurance to do that, such as term insurance or other policies specifically designed for a legacy to pass tax-free to your family. Those are wonderful. Those are valuable. But this kind of policy, we want to minimize the death benefit to the lowest the rules will allow so that we reduce any costs in that policy. And with good planning, you can generally keep those costs to averaging 1% or less over your lifetime per year. That's pretty good considering most accounts that you have in your 401k, you're probably paying a lot more than that in fees in general. And so this does not have to be an expensive kind of life insurance policy. It can be streamlined. Also, you need to put the money in over a period of time from 3 to 5 years or more in order for it to satisfy the IRS rules to allow it to come out later tax-free. If you don't do the rules, if you don't follow them properly, that money will be taxable to you in the future. Now, let's say we did it according to the rules. Maybe you're putting in money over many, many years, over decades. It's going to be a primary source of your future tax-free retirement income. That's awesome, because when you take it out for retirement, your taxes will be so low. The only thing taxable be your Social Security or any other types of tax-deferred accounts like IRAs or 401ks that have come along for the ride. But because you've saved wisely since you were young in tax-free investments like Roths, Index Universal Life Insurance, and other types of policies, then you will have as low as possible a tax bill. And let me tell you, my clients who are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s right now are begging to find ways to get out of their current tax obligations that are only likely to go up. Now, the neat thing about the flexibility of this type of life insurance policy is that you can also withdraw money at other times in your life, such as to pay for your children's college education. That's right. I find it's even better than a 529 plan because there's no restrictions. You can take money out, you can lend it to yourself out of the policy at no interest and put it back later if you choose, or never if you choose as well. It doesn't matter. The policy can be designed to do it. The key is that you've got to work with somebody that's expert in these strategies, such as our team at Lord & Richards, because doing it wrong can result in policies that literally blow up. That's the term. Policies that have not been designed properly, that have not followed the rules, that are not properly funded, or maybe that you take money out too soon and mess up the inner workings of the policy. You say, well, that sounds a little scary. It doesn't have to be. Millions of people are doing this every single day. Now, a note of caution. I had opportunity recently to have a young couple came in who had listened to some other advisors and were completely sold on the use of Index Universal Life Insurance. However, they were sold to the point of excess, as if this was the one and only investment of their entire lives. And the reality is there are many, many tools that need to be kept at your disposal. Remember an expression that we've often used here: if you're a hammer, the whole world looks like a nail. Be wary of listening to those who espouse the use of life insurance and who are not also taking into account comprehensive financial planning, using other tools and strategies to meet other needs. I would really caution you to avoid using a person who is a life insurance agent only to set up your accounts for retirement. I think you should work with a fiduciary, somebody who, in addition to life insurance or in addition to life insurance-based products, also has the wisdom, discipline, and knowledge to incorporate other tools into your financial plan. So as a young investor, it's a great idea and it's a great tool, but remember, it's not the only tool. And we need to keep some liquidity outside of that policy, because for the first few years, it should really be no touchy, right? We need to let those things grow. We generally advise clients not to touch that money for anywhere from 10 to 15 years if you want to maximize the efficiency of life insurance as an investment. Now, bear in mind, I am not talking about whole life insurance. Whole life insurance is kind of the granddaddy. Whole life insurance has its uses. It's kind of conservative, like bank CDs, but it also limits some of your upside opportunity. It is entirely possible for you to use the right kind of life insurance policy, indexed, universal life, that is both principal protected and linked to a stock market index so you can grow strongly and tax-free. I would love to talk to you more about this. If you're a young investor, or maybe even in your 40s or 50s, there's still opportunities for you. And then investors in your 60s, guess what? You're not excluded either. There's particular uses that we have for that product. It just starts with a simple phone call to our capable and caring team at Lord & Richards. I'd be delighted to chat with you.